Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm Julie Grand. I'm chair of the Park Advisory Commission. I'm here with Cheryl Saam, who's the fabulous facility supervisor for our Canoe Liveries here in Ann Arbor. And we're going to be talking about meeting the goals of a sustainable community. And Cheryl and I felt that we really could have been here for any of these forums because parks encompass all of the goals, not just of a sustainable community, but of land use and climate and energy and all of them. But today we're talking about community. So Cheryl's going to talk about what sustainability means for the park system, give an overview. I'm going to talk about some of the goals. Cheryl will also discuss one about how we feel the park system is meeting the goals of a sustainable community, and I apologize if I have some of the older goals up there. We're going to give you 3 specific examples to give a little more detail about some of our park projects and how they meet some of these sustainability goals, and then just look at future directions from a park advisory perspective.
Good. So the Ann Arbor Parks and Recreation has facilities from playgrounds to expensive green spaces, and how we care for our park spaces and the recreation opportunities we provide impact the quality of life of our citizens. So our properties include so many different diverse uses such as turf, acres, and buildings, and ball diamonds, and tennis courts, and soccer fields, and playgrounds, and swimming pools, and golf courses, and ice rinks, and hiking trails, so really a lot of different uses. And then we have 72% of the land is open space, which includes woodlands and green spaces and wetlands, and of course the Huron River.
So the first of the 5 goals of community is an engaged community. And one of the ways that we engage with our community is in our neighborhood parks. So how many of you define your neighborhood based on a park that's close to you? Right? We are a really engaged community with our parks. And parks provide an opportunity for engagement with your family, with your friends, with your neighbors, and help us just within that neighborhood park. We also have the senior center. We have 2 community centers that provide opportunities for engagement. And perhaps most importantly, we have many volunteer opportunities. Here's a picture of one, our new Give 365 program for facilities. But we also have volunteer opportunities through our natural area preservation, through Adopt a Park. And the thousands of volunteer hours obviously benefit our parks. But what we feel is most important, the equal or greater benefit of those volunteer opportunities, is providing a place where people can really become stewards of their parks, where they can feel connected to their community, an opportunity to give back in a way that's meaningful for them, to create that personal connection to the park system and then to their greater community. Believe it or not, parks also do contribute to diversity in housing, maybe not as obviously in some other means, but we do have some partnerships with community development. A recent one was an expansion of the Bryant Community Center. And every neighborhood in Ann Arbor, our goal through parks is to have a neighborhood park within a quarter-mile walking distance without having to cross a busy street. So where we prioritize those areas is especially in our middle and lower income housing areas. So we want to make sure that every neighborhood in Ann Arbor has a wonderful park and that the parks help each neighborhood become a better neighborhood. Safe community. Parks are always interested and always cognizant of best practices for stormwater management. We'll see more of that when Cheryl gives you an example of what's happened in West Park, but we're always looking to build rain gardens, to have porous pavement where available, always looking for those best practices. We aim to protect as much land as possible along the Huron River and to really protect that ecosystem. And we're always looking to non-motorized transportation. As Cheryl showed you, we have 52 miles of paths. We're looking to build upon and connect the border-to-border trail, and so to provide areas for active recreation through that trail system to the urban core and out to the river, out to our parks. If we look at economic vitality, people want to live in communities with a vibrant park system that provides opportunities for both passive and active recreation. We also have facilities within the park system that draw people in from the outlying communities. So our golf courses, our liveries, our farmers markets, events that happen in the parks, those are all things that are destinations that create additional revenue for our park system and for our city. And parks also not only improve safety, but add value to the neighborhood. So how many of you purchased a home or chose to live in an area because of its proximity to a park or natural area? Anyone? So hopefully a lot of you. So that parks don't just enhance our value of our quality of life, but they also actually add value to our homes and to our general, community as a whole. And if we look just one more slide before I turn things over to Cheryl, here's our Audubon, recently certified Audubon certified golf course that was rated the #1 municipal golf course in the state of Michigan by Golf Digest magazine last year.
So our goal is to provide both structured and unstructured opportunities which lead to improving the quality of life through recreational, educational, social, and cultural enrichment services. People value the time they spend in parks. Parks provide measurable health benefits from direct contact with nature and cleaner environment to opportunities for physical activities and social interaction. Because of the different ways people experience parks, our city needs to provide all types, from neighborhood facilities to large natural areas, to formal learning, such as the ice skating classes here, to outdoor recreation opportunities, such as our disc golf course, that is the other slide. So we strive to help people in our community discover our parks and promoting physical and emotional well-being. And really, they provide venues for fitness and relaxation as well. So we have summer camps. So here's the Argo Canoe Livery, the Gallup Canoe Livery, and Fuller Pool and Burr Pool, and the Leslie Science and Nature Center all provide summer camps for our children. For over 1,000 children each year attend our camps. And they offer children the daily benefits of direct exposure with nature, a chance to explore, discover, and learn and engage. And our parks do this as well and give the children a sense of place. And, just experiences and shared experiences with their peers. There's a little park right outside my house, and just today I was cooking dinner, just all the moms and the little children and everybody gathering in the park. It's always a joy to see. And of course, the Leslie Science Center showcases and educates the community on living lightly with the nature house and its solar power and its compostable toilets, which is always a hit with the children to discover all that. And then our scholarship program provides city's residents access to our park facilities and programs regardless of economic situation. This program provides income-eligible families exposure to positive experience, active lifestyles and mentors, as well as opportunities to gain and experience these life skills. With the scholarship, a family is awarded summer and winter pool passes, ice arena passes. Children can attend summer camps and educational programs throughout the year. It provides wonderful opportunities for children of all ages to build and the skills and strengths they need to live full and rewarding lives. Also, the mission of a public park, perhaps even its definition, is to provide an open space that is free and accessible to all. So we strive to provide a broad spectrum of services that are accessible to everyone, both with our recreational programs and our facilities to meet the changing needs of our community. The Parks Department is continually making improvements in accessibility for people with disabilities, and accessibility is a vital part of the park construction, and our park planning takes this into account when they're building and renovating new parks. So, for example, this is steps in Burr Pool, and then the Gallup Park and the Canoe Livery received a $300,000 grant from the Michigan Natural Resource Trust Fund for improvements in Gallup Park, and that includes accessible pathways and restrooms and patios and fishing, and we're going to build a kayak dock that if you've ever tried to get in and out of a kayak, it can be really difficult. And so you roll right up onto a dock, and it eases the transition in and out of the boat. So, and then Burr Park here is as accessible sidewalks and parking spaces, and this spring there are pervious pavements and other stormwater improvements. So West Park is a park that many of you may have been following, that it has has had lots of improvements, and it really incorporates a diverse recreational activities such as urban park and then the water quality of the storm water as it goes to the Huron River. So, of course, bandshell, softball field, and lots of different types of recreation. And recreation improvements were made as well. And then 2 branches of Allen Creek combine and run under there, and the stormwater improvements were made with the hydrodynamic separators and wetland areas, et cetera. And then the Argo Cascades, we're all really excited to get this open this spring, and it's certainly an example of sustainability in the parks. So the community was involved right from the beginning in what to do with the Argo Dam and with the Argo Mill Race here when it needed improvements. So ever since 1830, this was a mill race that powered down. So it was a lumber mill and a flour mill, and so this has been changed to take the portage out, and we've built all these drops and steps, so we're going to increase our river recreation opportunities with rafts, tubes, all sorts of fun things, and then also the border-to-border trail will be paved, and this section will be completed.
Okay, so our last example of sustainability in the parks is land acquisition. And we're so close, Jamie. And and so one of the jobs that we do as park advisory commissioners is use about a third of the Greenbelt or preservation and open space monies to buy land within the city. And that's land for both open space and recreation. And our priorities include land along the Huron River, linkages and connectivity, and improving access to our existing parks. So one of the questions that we always ask, and it's important for sustainability, is if we are taking on this new property, can we take care of it with the resources that we already have? We looked at West Park. One example of a property that was purchased as part of those renovations was a house that was in a floodplain way, excuse me, Amy, and it addressed safety. So if you can imagine this house, it deals with stormwater issues, and then it was hiding a parking lot, and you can imagine if there's a house in front of a parking lot, there may be some undesirable activities in terms of safety that might take place there. Removing the house helped improve safety. It opened up the park. It maybe provided a possibility for an expansion of other activities. So there's an example of a very small amount of money that was used for a park and maybe provided land acquisition in a way that might not be familiar to you. Okay, so in conclusion, just some future directions. We're going to continue to look at growth of our volunteer opportunities, expansion of non-motorized pathways and connections between the urban core and the Huron River and throughout the city, continued attention to best practices in stormwater management. And this last one is probably the most important. If we're going to be talking about sustainability, we on the Park Advisory Commission always want to make sure that we're improving what we already have. So we're always looking to, before we build something new, can we maintain and improve upon our existing infrastructure? So with that in mind, if you are looking for information on the upcoming millage renewal, for the Parks and Capital Improvements millage, you can go to the Parks website, and we'll be having a couple meetings on April 23rd at Leslie Science and Nature Center and on the 26th at the Traverwood Library. So if you're interested in learning more about the millage renewal process, you can go to the city's website or come to those meetings or talk to me. Thank you so much.